Why is the 2022 World Cup so controversial? Qatar FIFA World Cup 2022. The 2022 FIFA World Cup held in Qatar has been one of the most controversial tournaments in the history of international football. Several factors contributed to the controversy surrounding the event, raising concerns about the selection process, labor conditions, cultural norms, and unexpected twists during the matches. You're watching Healthful Habits, and in this video, we will delve into some key points that highlight why the 2022 World Cup became the center of controversy. Unusual timing. The decision to hold the 2022 World Cup in Qatar during November and December marked a significant departure from the traditional June-July scheduling of the tournament. This shift aimed to mitigate the scorching heat of the Qatari summer, ensuring the safety and well-being of players and fans. However, the move to November-December presented unforeseen challenges for football leagues worldwide. It disrupted established league schedules, leading to logistical nightmares for clubs, players, and broadcasters. The abrupt interruption in the middle of the regular season raised concerns about player fatigue, injuries, and the overall rhythm of the football calendar. This unusual timing forced stakeholders to adapt swiftly, testing the flexibility of football's global infrastructure. Corruption allegations. The selection process for Qatar as the host country was marred by allegations of corruption and bribery within FIFA, the sport's governing body. The bidding process faced widespread scrutiny, with accusations of vote selling and irregularities. Reports surfaced suggesting that representatives involved in Qatar's bid had engaged in unethical practices, including bribing FIFA officials to secure their votes. These allegations cast a shadow over the integrity of the World Cup selection process and led to investigations that revealed a web of corruption within FIFA. The fallout from these revelations resulted in the downfall of key FIFA officials, including the organization's president, Sepp Blatter, in 2015. The controversy raised serious questions about the transparency. Migrant workers, primarily from countries in South Asia, faced harsh conditions and limited rights under the kafala sponsorship system. This system gave employers significant control over workers' wages, living conditions, and ability to change jobs or leave the country. Reports of overcrowded housing, inadequate safety measures, and instances of forced labor sparked international outrage. While Qatar introduced reforms to the kafala system in 2017 and 2020, concerns persisted about the effective implementation of these changes. The exploitation of workers remained a focal point of criticism, highlighting the urgent need for comprehensive labor reforms and improved conditions for the migrant workforce in Qatar. Cultural norms and human rights. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar brought attention to the clash between the country's conservative cultural norms and the diverse backgrounds of the global fan base. Qatar raised concerns about how foreign visitors, especially from Western countries, would be expected to adhere to local customs. Questions arose about public displays of affection, alcohol consumption, and the treatment of women and LGBTQ+ individuals. While Qatar made concessions such as allowing alcohol consumption in designated areas, there remained uncertainties about how these cultural differences would be managed during the tournament. Human rights activists and advocacy groups also voiced concerns about the treatment of women's rights and LGBTQ+ rights, calling for greater inclusivity and respect for individual freedoms within the World Cup environment. Controversial stadium bans. The decision by Qatar to ban the sale of beer in stadiums during the World Cup sparked controversy and debates surrounding cultural differences and double standards. While several European countries also enforced similar bans, the move was met with criticism, particularly from fans accustomed to enjoying alcoholic beverages during matches. Additionally, FIFA's strict regulations about political, religious, and personal slogans led to threats of sanctions against players displaying armbands in support of LGBTQ+ rights. Although these armbands didn't make it onto the field, symbolic gestures like the German team covering their mouths before a match highlighted the tension between athletes expressing their views and adhering to FIFA's rules. These incidents underscored the challenges of balancing cultural sensitivities, freedom of expression, and international sporting regulations. Unexpected upsets and protests. The tournament witnessed unexpected upsets and notable protests, adding layers of complexity to the World Cup narrative. Saudi Arabia's victory over powerhouse Argentina in the group stage sent shockwaves through the football world, showcasing the tournament's unpredictable nature. Meanwhile, within teams, expressions of dissent and support for social causes were visible. Iran's national team, for instance, refused to sing the national anthem, symbolizing their solidarity with ongoing protests in the country. In a symbolic gesture, the German team covered their mouths, signifying their stance on social issues. These actions highlighted the intersection of sport and activism, sparking discussions about athletes' rights to express their beliefs on the global stage. The World Cup, traditionally seen as a celebration of unity through sport, became a platform for athletes to voice their concerns and advocate for change, raising important questions about the role of politics and social issues in international sporting events. Environmental concerns. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar raised significant environmental concerns, particularly regarding the sustainability of hosting such a massive event in a desert environment. While Qatar introduced innovative cooling technologies to maintain comfortable temperatures inside the stadiums, questions lingered about the long-term ecological impact. Critics wondered about the energy consumption associated with these air conditioning systems and the overall carbon footprint of the tournament. Additionally, the construction projects and infrastructure development, including new stadiums, transportation networks, and accommodation facilities, raised concerns about habitat destruction, water usage, and waste management. The tournament's organizers faced pressure to demonstrate a commitment to environmental conservation and implement eco-friendly practices, prompting discussions about balancing the excitement of a global sporting event with responsible environmental stewardship. Impact on local communities. The extensive preparations for the World Cup had a profound impact on local communities in Qatar. Forced relocations, changes in urban landscapes, and prioritizing tournament-related projects over essential public services disrupted the lives of residents. The rapid construction and urban development led to concerns about heritage preservation, as historical sites were replaced by modern infrastructure. Moreover, the influx of tourists and the transformation of local areas to accommodate visitors raised questions about the preservation of cultural identity and the potential gentrification of neighborhoods. Communities faced challenges in adapting to the sudden influx of people, altering the social fabric and straining local resources. The tensions between the excitement of hosting a global event and the preservation of local communities' well-being highlighted the need for inclusive development strategies and community engagement in mega-event planning. Financial and geopolitical ramifications. The controversies surrounding the 2022 FIFA World Cup highlighted not only the challenges of organizing a global sporting event, but also the need for greater transparency, social responsibility, and ethical considerations in the world of international football, prompting reflection on the future of sports events and their societal impact. Which was your favorite moment from the 2022 World Cup and why? Let us know in the comments below. Before we conclude, like the video and share it, and subscribe to our channel.